Buongiorno everybody, this is Alexander King and today we're going to listen to Love Bites. Now guys, ever since we brought the channel back as Alexander King from the Guitar Gen days, I've received a lot of requests to cover the new album from Love Bites. We did already Judgment Day, was one of the first videos that we did when I brought back the channel, and that song was fantastic. They have a new bass player, they sound as tight as ever. It's absolutely unbelievable, the musicianship that of course we're used to, but it's always refreshing to see in a way. I have an idea for to cover the whole album. I'll tell you more in the analysis later on at the end of the song. For now, let's just listen to this. The song is called Stand and Deliver, Shoot 'Em Down. It's the official music video and it's Love Bites. Let's go guys. Turning everything up, I like that. Oh. I'm getting Motorhead vibes. And Motley Crue. It's interesting seeing them in a rehearsal space, also outfit wise. Oh wow! Okay. I feel like this is almost like a... Nice. The verse feels like almost an uncharted territory for what I've heard so far from Love Bites. This is more what I'm used to. But it's almost like a groove metal beat, but then with a power vibe on top. It's so interesting. That's so cool. Listen to the drums. Oh. And also that melodic guitar line bent to the left. Fantastic. Just harmonizing with the vocals.
We bring something new to this world. Steady, get up and
Nice. It has a much more of a thrash, but in a slightly more modern vibe compared to your Ride the Lightning influences. Wow, beautiful scale. Nice. That riff is so cool. There is no slowing down. And it's so catchy, guys. It's like those classic metal melodies. Ah, it's so good. Nice. Ah, nice. They even did the stops. It's a very. It always reminds me a lot of Metallica because it's something that, of course, they do a lot, especially when they are ending a song, which is something that some people sometimes complain about. It's like just end the damn song, but I love these things, and especially live when you play them live, it's so fun. Guys, this was a crazy good song. Honestly, it's a bit of a mix-up. Again, I don't know. As you guys know, like all I've listened to from Lovebites, I've listened to on this channel. And with you guys, there are a lot of videos, a lot of reactions, and all of that. I could be wrong. Like maybe they have a lot of songs where they just go and explore also these sonorities, but it felt like a little bit more modern. So when I think about Lovebites and I think about their influences, I think about the 80s metal for the most part, with of course more modern influences when it comes to production, obviously, and the power metal side of things, because of course power metal is a genre that also evolved after the 80s. It started, you could say that it started in the 80s. You could even say that it started in the late 70s with certain bands, but you know what I mean. This one in the verse, it also had that everybody chanting those words in a very confrontational way. It reminds me of punk music even, just like that vibe and that approach, which I absolutely love. As you guys know, I'm a huge punk fan. But when you mix that with a more modern, like thrash metal production with what they always bring in, which is those stunning, huge metal choruses that always remind me of the 80s and of Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and all of that good stuff, the new wave of British heavy metal, mostly. It's such a beautiful mix of things. It's so fantastic, and they managed to condense everything in less than 6 minutes. It's brilliant, brilliant, absolutely. Of course, it was very nice. I don't know if this was the first single that they released. Do let me know in the comments, but it was a very nice introduction for the bass as well, considering that this is a new bass player. She's doing the hard work, which it's not that show-offy. So she's locking in with the bass drums, and she's holding that rhythmic section, also working with the chucky guitar riffs, especially in the verses. But adding a little bit of flair here and there, which is really what you want out of a bass player in these scenarios. Like you want them to have a little bit of a place to shine by themselves if possible. And you had the intro here, for example, where there was just the bass, which was great also to set the tempo and to set the vibe of the song. But it's a little bit of the same. If you think about Steve Harris from Iron Maiden, phenomenal bass, of course, like when you have the bass player that writes most of the songs as well, like it also creates a bit more space, of course, for those eras where you just have the bass, for example, whether it's a bass solo, just a lick that goes on in the background. But you know what I mean? It's like when you listen to it, you can decide basically if you just want to flow with the song without necessarily focusing on it. But if you do focus on it, you hear a lot of very cool licks and very like cool choices and production wise and sound wise and all of that. So it's not intrusive. That's what I'm trying to say. It works for the song, which again, it's always the ideal scenario. Guys, this is a great song. As I said at the beginning, I'm very curious to listen to this record because you guys told me that it's, if not the best, it's one of the best records that they've done so far. So very, powerful and very without a lot of breaks. Let's say, like very intense. Of course, there is a time and place for that, but if you're in the mood for music of this genre, if you have just like a straight attack coming at you, then you should be happy. So I understand why a lot of you guys have very positive feelings towards this. And if I judge my opinion on it, of course I cannot have an opinion on the whole record because I haven't listened to it yet, but my impression on the first two singles that I heard, then we're in for a good ride. So I'm thinking about this in general as a direction also for the channel, because as a listener I always prefer to listen to the whole record because you get the whole experience. So I'm thinking maybe starting to do that once a week or something like that, and just posting a full album reaction / review, a bit of a listening party if you will, so we can just sit down together with a drink and listen to a whole record and share ideas and impressions about that. Let me know if you like the idea. Of course, this will be a very strong candidate to start off the series. But guys, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I have just released my second single. It's called Tonight. I'm very excited about this song, guys. If you want to check it out, you can find it somewhere here on the YouTube things. If you want to let me know what you think about it, of course, it's always much appreciated, especially in these stages, and feedback truly helps. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next one.